Hi guys, this is FFAN 16 and welcome to a small review of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. The reason why I call this a small review is because I am not currently completed the whole game, about 50% of the way through, but I thought I'd give my thoughts, feels, and impressions of the game so far. If you've been sitting on the fence in regards to picking this up to add to your collection or pick it up as your first Kingdom Hearts game. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is the newest addition in the Kingdom Hearts saga. As one of the sub-games to the list of the many games within the series, it brings its own unique gaming style and charm. They've decided to go the route of a rhythm game, which really goes great with the Kingdom Hearts series. Throughout the years, the Kingdom Hearts games have been blessed with great music that you enjoy from both the Disney worlds and the original worlds within the game. This time, we do find ourselves living through a recap of the last 20 years of the Kingdom Hearts stories, but this time it is told from the perspective of Kairi. This first review of the game will provide as little spoilers as I possibly can, as again I'm only about 50% of the way through and I do not wish to give too much away besides the recap portion. I do request as well that nobody please put spoilers in the comments, as I'd like the ending to be a surprise to play it for the first time. The vast worlds that are available to you to jump in and play is a variety of all the games in the series, including the main titles and the spin-offs. Everything ties into the overlying lore of the Kingdom Hearts series, from Birth by Sleep all the way up to 358 divided by 2 days and Dream Drop Distance. One thing to remember is this is not your typical RPG. Although Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory does bring in RPG elements, it is strictly a rhythm game, but in the flavor of what they did back in the day for Theater Rhythm, which was based on the Final Fantasy series. So it comes to no surprise, in my opinion, that Square Enix would take the beloved Kingdom Hearts series and create a rhythm game out of it. This also provides more interaction with us and Kairi, as she is your main narrator, like I said before. I do know that there are some continuation to the story near the end of this game, and it highly focuses on Kairi. Again, please no spoilers in the chat. The music in this game is amazing, and to be able to play it in a rhythm game really just makes it a lot of fun. They bring in the Heartless, the Unverse, and the Nobodies as battles depending on which game in the series you are playing the worlds from. They do start you in the release order, not the chronological order of the lore of the stories. This is typical of Square Enix. They love the rhythm games, which they first introduced Theater Rhythm back in 2012 for the Final Fantasy games. They did really enjoy those. But what they've done here is really improved on what they did back then. We do get to see the cute little chibi figures of our favorite Kingdom Hearts in that theater rhythm style, but it kind of gives you a new way of playing with the different button mechanics and also a different way of doing boss battles. Kingdom Hearts does benefit from this kind of gameplay, and I don't think it will be disappointing to any Kingdom Hearts fan or rhythm game fan alike. Now, you don't have to be a rhythm game expert. I don't classify myself as a rhythm game expert, but I am not having much difficulty making my way through the game. And the one thing that's really great about this game is a lot of us know the music from the Kingdom Hearts series. And because of that knowledge of the music, it does make helping play this game a lot easier. When you're not so familiar with one of the sub-games, let's say like Chain of Memory, you might find it a little bit more difficult than, say, if you're playing a world from Kingdom Hearts 1. Today I'd like to go through my thoughts and opinions of the game and story so far. As I said earlier, I'm about 50% of the way through and have completed most of the beginning games in the release of the series and completed a boss battle. I'm just going to go through at this time what I see in the game, such as gameplay, song availability per world that I visited so far, the different many collectibles that will keep you playing this game for a very long time, the story and how they format it from what I've seen is so far within the game, and my final thoughts. I would like to do a more in-depth analysis of this game once I've completed 100% of the way through, but I'll see if I can get to that once I'm completed the game. Okay, so number one is gameplay. As I said earlier, this is a rhythm-based RPG game. Sora and crew do level up, and I think what the levels do is they help you be able to take more damage. But the name of the game here is to keep the rhythm of the music. You have easy, normal, and hard. Easy will practically get you through the game, no problem if you're not really comfortable with rhythm games. But as I said myself earlier, I am not a vast rhythm game player, but I did find that if I want, I can play the medium or normal mode quite comfortably, and even some of the other songs I could play the hard mode. It just took me replaying the song a few times over to get the rhythm and how to do the button presses in time. It can get quite difficult, and unless you hit it right when it wants you to, it will not register the hit and it will be a miss. I do find that frustrating, as it has to be nearly spot on in the normal and hard mode to register your hits. You follow a music road where your party attacks heartless nobodies and umphers from the many different worlds featured in the Kingdom Hearts series. The music comes at you and you're prompted to either do a single attack, a double attack, or a triple attack with your party members. Sora can also jump up and glide to hit notes and jump up to hit enemies or miss attacks. You also use the triangle button to hit far away enemies when prompted. Now, there is a more difficult mode on top of this that I have not experienced yet, and we'll talk about in the later review. You are presented with a menu system that is quite intuitive and lovely. The background will change depending on which games you've already completed the worlds for. You have the story mode. The individual songs, you could go into that and just play the songs rather than do the story. Now, you do have to do the story to unlock songs in the song mode. You have the world tour, which is your story mode. You'll get a huge amount of worlds to go through. There is not a lack of game time in this Kingdom Hearts game. It is a full recap of the Xehanort saga up to the point of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I believe the end game of this is to continue the story of what happened after Sora disappeared to the secret ending at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Again, please no spoilers. I'm just going by what I've seen for thumbnails on YouTube and vice versa. Track selection is used to go back and replay songs you've unlocked from the world tour. Versus battle can be done with people online or the computer-generated players. Museum is for the collectors at heart. You can get stickers, theater, different kind of memorabilia, records, and stuff like that are all kept in the museum. To unlock the museum, you simply just gotta play a track section, and this will open up the museum. Co-op is done with a friend or another member within your household. I'm not 100% sure if this can be done with your PlayStation Network friends. If it can be, please leave me a comment down below. And of course, you got configuration for the game. As you can see here, you have a dynamic background in which the characters are moving around, which is quite adorable. And this background does change. You could get Xion, Roxas, and Axel. You have here Sora, Donald, and Goofy. You can get Terra, Aqua, and Ven, and so on. So this background does change periodically depending on what comes up when you come back to the menu. The next thing I want to talk about are the songs that are available per world. What you're going to find is they told us there was about 140 some songs that will be within the whole game. You're looking at 1 to 2 songs per world you visit. And there's achievements that you have to get to open up with stars for the path to the next world. Most of the achievements are obtainable. Some of them are locked behind a difficulty wall, which requires you to play that difficulty and gain the achievement to get the star. Again, I don't see there being much of a block if you do want to play this game on easy or normal. Most of the more difficult one on the hard mode are usually locked to a 1 out of the 3 stars, and that's usually within an odd world here or there. Not as common. More common, what you will see is a normal or hard difficulty with a condition to meet the star. All songs are genuine to their original game, and again, it is listed in release order, not chronological order. So you're playing Kingdom Hearts 1 first and moving your way up. A lot of nostalgia here for your Kingdom Hearts gurus who have been with the game since the beginning. If you are new though, upon completing certain song worlds, you'll be presented with a video of Kairi rehashing what went on at that point of that game to kind of bring you up to speed with what's been going on with our main cast or crew here since the first game. Now, you do have a choice with each song to play the 3 different types and try to achieve as much stars as you can. Like I said as well, we're going to talk about collectibles. Collectibles seem to be quite a bit in this game, and you could get multiple collectibles for completing a world in the story mode. These include stickers, they include enemy and character badges, stuff like a bestiary or anything like that to collect. Here is some information in regards to the collectibles section. There is a ton here, and it will keep any completionist or someone who just likes to collect things in the game busy for hours. Story so far, like I said, I'm about 50% of the way through, so most of my story has been the retelling of the game that I'm in, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memory, so forth and so on. What occurred kind of from the perspective of Kairi, from our eyes as what we would have experienced as a player, and then sometimes she'll put herself in there if she actually showed up in the game. This is really unique. Kairi hasn't had much of a role in any of the past games. She's been kind of that side silent character. They tried to make her a bit stronger in Kingdom Hearts 3, but this is really her introductory game. She is going to be your main protagonist here, and I really like what they did. This really brings everything back together in a neat little package in a bow to kind of just sum everything up that happened during the Xehanort saga and where we are going into the next saga. Very well done. Keeps you engaged in playing the rhythm game because you're kind of getting a mini movie with it. And I hope this encourages a lot of individuals to go back and play maybe some of these spin-offs or side games that they didn't have a chance to go play. It is available now on the PS4 and a complete collection. Some are games and some are movies. Here's my final thoughts, guys. This is a lovely game. I am enjoying the crap out of it. I love the rhythm of it. The music is amazing and I love it to death. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite series next to Final Fantasy. And I really do think this is very friendly to new people who want to come in and enjoy a rhythm game and kind of check out what Kingdom Hearts is. Like I said, great retelling by Kairi. And since this is Nomura, it's going to have some story that's going to be needing to be known to impact the next saga. None of the spin-offs can be set aside and forgotten. These games are all important, but this one is fun, engaging. Although I don't like how sensitive the buttons are and I tend to miss more, I do like that the rhythm is smooth and the timing's really good, and it's just a matter of replaying the song over and over to get used to the timing of the button presses. Some of the downfalls right now, though, is the price point is a very deterrent thing for people. This is priced at a new release game title, something that is a high-end AAA game at the $79.99 Canadian. This is both on the PS4 and the Switch. If you're feeling that price point is too rich for you, I do suggest just wait for it to come down, but this is a must pick up, a must play. Even if you're not into rhythm games, they don't really handicap you in feeling like you can't complete this game just because you're not a rhythm game player. The other thing about it is, one of the downfalls, I guess, is there is a lot to do. It's not only is there the focus of playing the music and getting through the story, but there's collectibles, there's side missions, there's co-op missions, there's just playing with computer generated characters. There's a lot to do in here, guys, and it can feel overwhelming, but what I would suggest is just focus on getting the main story done, and if you feel like you want to spend more time, you're definitely getting your money's worth. But if you're still on the fence after you hear my thoughts here, it is something I again suggest picking up, but it is something you can wait for it to drop in price. I am currently playing this on my PS4, but I think this would be a lovely game on the Switch. It's really favorable to have on the go. Most songs are anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes and can be quite a quick play when you're just sitting. I do suggest that you wear a headset, as then you could hear the rhythm and the beats a lot better. Playing this in a busy, crowded room is another negative. It is not very good to play a rhythm game where you can't hear the music unless you're super familiar or you're simply just watching the circle go smaller to the hitbox. It sometimes goes very fast. You're more relying on your ears than your eyes. So just be aware, not a good game for a loud environment. Other than that, every Kingdom Hearts fan or rhythm game fan will enjoy this game. I think anybody who's scared of rhythm game type genres should give this a try because it is still very user-friendly. Square Enix really knows how to make it accessible to all. There you go, guys. Love this game. It is a great game to add to the Kingdom Hearts fans collection, new or old. They did bring a lot of their knowledge and what they've learned from their theater rhythm game, and by goodness did they perfect it in this title. So I'm gonna keep playing this rhythm game, get to the end, and give you my final thoughts here, guys. For now, I am greatly enjoying it, and may your heart be your guiding key. If you like this video, I'd appreciate that sub, like, and comment. I'd love to hear from you guys on your thoughts, feels of this game. Please, again, respect no spoilers in the chat for me and other players who have not finished this game. You guys have a great night, and as always, happy gaming.